Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This is the first part of 7 videos where I'm counting down my 100 favourite artists of all time. Now, it's not 100% accurate, which I'll explain in a minute. How I actually did this was I created an Excel document about 2-3 years ago, and in that document I had a tab for each year, so 63, 64, 65 all up to 1999, and then for the 2000s I had a tab for every 3 years, so 2000 to 2002, 2003 to 2005, etc, etc. Okay, so for each of those years, if it was a good year, or sorry, if it was a poor year, I did a top 10 albums, and I gave 10 points for the number 1 album, 9 for number 2. If it was a good year, I did top 15 albums, 15 points for number 1, 14 for number 2, etc. A very good year, top 20 albums. An excellent year, top 25 albums. And a brilliant year, top 30 albums. Now, all the ones in the 2000s are all top 10 because I don't have as much music from the 21st century. And most of the ones for the 90s are all top 10s as well. So the 70s and 80s were the ones where you could get the really big points. I also created 3 other tabs. One for live albums, which was a top 20. One for double albums, double studio albums, which was a top 20, and one for my favourite compilations, not necessarily the best compilations, because the best ones are the ones you get now, CDs with 3 CDs with 100 tracks and all the rest of it. So ones for my favourite ones, and those were a top 25. And so then after all that, after assigning all the points, I created another tab, the results tab, where I listed all the artists and tallied up all the points they got throughout all the years. And it turned out that 155 artists received points. So I'm going to start counting down the top 100. Now, there are some artists that have received points that didn't get into the top 100, which I think should be in the top 100. The only reason they're not is because whenever they gained their points, they were up against the stiffest competition. So anyway, I'm going to go with this. It's not foolproof, but I'll show some of the artists that I really do like that missed the top 100, and I'll show them now.
Your lips are redder than hers. Your lips are softer than hers. They're softer, they're redder, but they're not better. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to pass. Your eyes are bluer than hers. Your eyes are bigger than hers. They're bigger, they're bluer, but they're not truer. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to pass. I don't mind sitting here.
Okay, so there's some artists that did not get into the top 100. Okay, so we'll start off with, we'll do 10 today. We'll go from 100 down to 91, and then the next 6 videos will be 15 artists each, and then obviously in the last video it will be from 15 down to my favourite number 1. So at number 100 with 15 points is Jimi Hendrix. Is that the right way? Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. And this is my favourite album. I'm going to show my favourite album of each of these artists. This is Axis Bold as Love. I've only recently got this and I was very, very impressed with it. The only song I actually knew was Little Wing, but I think this album flows really, really well, I do like the first one as well, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, but I was never all that keen on Electric Ladyland. I struggle with it, but this is my favourite Hendrix album. So it gets number 100 with 15 points. Number 99 also with 15 points. Now I don't know why this wasn't 100. It's the way the computer or the spreadsheet did it when I sorted them all out. It's not in alphabetical order either. It's U2 with War, and this is their 1983 album. This is their best album. I do really like their first three albums, but this is the one with New Year's Day, and funny enough I do prefer the single Two Hearts Beat as One, but my favourite song off this is The Refugee, and I absolutely love the song Seconds. So this gets number 99, as I say, with 15 points. I have to show a CD for number 98, and it also gets 15 points. It's Eliza Doolittle's debut album. This was released in 2010. She's had 3 albums. This, the second one, In Your Hands, from 2013, which is really, really good. And then she released one, I think it was last year, but it was never out in CD. It was only available streaming or download, and there was something like 200 vinyl copies issued. This is very, very breezy, summery, slightly 60s influenced pop, and it is absolutely magnificent. She goes a little bit more in R&B in the second album, but retains some of this stuff, the 60s material as well. It's all self-written, by the way, and it's excellent too, but the third album is full-blown R&B. She'd grown up, really, and yeah, it's not quite as good, but the 2 albums get her 15 points. So number 98. Number 97, and it's a band I showed a couple of videos ago, and it's the Boomtown Rats, and I think this is my favourite of theirs. It's either this or A Fine Art of Surfacing. Really good, new wavy, Bruce Springsteen influenced band. Rat Trap's brilliant, Like Clockwork's excellent, She's So Modern's excellent, Me and Howard Hughes, I Never Loved Ava Brown, and the really catchy one, Blind Date, really good album from 1978. Also with 16 points at number 96 is The Human League, and this is Dare, and this is a case where Dare received all the points to put this into the top 100. So The Human League would not really be in my top 100 bands, but because this album is so good and it did so well for the 1981 albums, it gets 16 points and it squeezes into the top 100. In saying that, I do like some of their other albums. Travelogue's good, as is their first Reproduction, and then the follow-up, this wasn't bad either, Hysteria, and then I just don't know. But this is by far their best, and I believe this was the best-selling album in the UK in 1982. I think this came out near the end of 81, and it just sold a bucket load in 82. So that's number 96 with 16 points. Coming in at number 95 with 17 points, and it's the Monkees. I don't think I've ever shown a Monkees album before. I've got quite a few of them. This is probably their best. It was a toss-up between this and Head. I nearly picked Head because it's so weird, but it's really good. But this one here has got She on it, which I love, and I love the song Look Out Here Comes Tomorrow. I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, which I believe the Sex Pistols did, and I'm a Believer, obviously. This is their second album, really good, so they come in at 95 with 17 points. At 94 with 17 points, and I show a CD again, and it's Carleen Carter, and again I've shown this 100 times. As I Fell in Love, this got massive points in 1990. It's not our only one to get points in this either though, but brilliant, brilliant country album. I also want to show another album of hers, because there's 2 phases of Carleen Carter. The first phase was this, when it's slightly country tinged pop, when Nick Lowe was really at the reins. I'm not too sure if he actually produced this, but she was married to him, and Rockpile play on this. They're the backing band. So her first few albums have a slightly country-ish, but they're more pop country. And then I Fell in Love, after they split, she went completely country again, but this is her best. So Carleen Carter gets number 94 with 17 points. 93 with 18, other female singer, and it's Donna Summer. Her greatest hits on the radio did really well. That's what got her most of the points. But this is her best album, and it's got the fantastic Try Me, I Know We Can Make It on it. It takes up the whole of side 1, and Could It Be Magic is on side 2. There's only a couple other songs, 3 other songs on side 2. Wasted, Come With Me, excellent album, but I don't even think this got any points in its own right. It was really the On the Radio, which is one of the best compilations ever, got her into the top 100. And at 92 with 18 points, and it's George Harrison, and this is my favourite George Harrison album. I'll just say, I forgot to say earlier, that I am grouping a lot of people together. For example, Paul Weller, Style Council, Jam are all grouped as one. Paul Heaton, House Martins, Beautiful South are all grouped as one. But I am not grouping the Beatles as one, because there were 4 individuals who had 4 successful enough solo careers. So George Harrison comes in at number 92 with 18 points, and this is the one with Love Comes to Everyone, Not Guilty, Blow Away, the single. Faster was a single as well, but my favourite 2 off this are Dark Sweet Lady and If You Believe. This is his best album, I think. I know a lot of people say it's All Things Must Pass, but I just think this has better quality songwriting. So that's number 92. And the last one for today, at number 91 with 18 points, and it's the Cars, and this is Candy O, and I wasn't too sure which Cars one to choose, this or Shake It Up, and I think this one has the edge. Before I bought this, I knew one song because I had the greatest hits, and it was Let's Go. But since I bought it, the first song that I really got to love was the song Lust for Kicks. The wee keyboard part on it I thought was really mesmeric. This also has It's All I Can Do, which is brilliant, and the title track is brilliant. This is a really good album. It's their second album, and I think it's better than the first. Okay, so that's numbers 100 down to 91. As I say, it's not 100% foolproof, but I'm going with the actual numbers that are generated. And so the next video will be from number 90 down to 76. So I hope you join me for that one as well. Okay, that's me for now. I hope to have the next installment quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.